There's nothing wrong with restarting. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a brand new episode of On It. We are here. You got me. You got Devin. We got some things to talk about. We are back. Wild card round officially over, Devin.
Football.
Officially over. We officially have 4 more weeks till the NFL season's over.
Next week, one after that, 1 week in between, Super Bowl week.
4 more weeks until it's over, and then we're gonna be out here watching the combine.
For real. I'm watching the combine instead of
watching
NBA.
People sprint. Watch the NBA
over the NBA.
No. That's when the NBA is gonna get interesting because we're talking March and April. But things got a little interesting. Last time we talked, we just had Saturday's games to review, and they were fun. They were cool. Shout out to Lamar. But we had some Sunday games, and I know that this was the Sunday night game. But we got to talk about your dub first.
It was awesome, dude.
We got to talk about
I didn't get to watch it, but it was magnificent.
It's a shame.
It was a big shame because I've never seen a playoff win from my team. I was live for one, but I didn't watch it. I was a children.
Yeah. I was able to watch it.
This one.
Yes. Oh, of course. Absolutely. Because, at this point, Jayden Daniels got to be one of my favorite quarterbacks the way I talk about him.
I think he's got to be a lot of people's favorite quarterbacks.
So, it's 2 of my favorite quarterbacks playing against each other in the playoffs. I liked what I saw. It was definitely the most entertaining game from Sunday / Monday's matchups.
It was the most entertaining game of the weekend.
And I know you. Besides, like how do you feel about you won the play? Like, I know you're pressed. I know you're hyped.
It's awesome
because it's like
I would like to cry,
but I think it's more of like, have you heard the conversations about Jayden Daniels just in the last 24 hours?
I've heard some of them, and they're a little. It's cool,
bro. But here's the thing: it's like this is like just a perfect example of not jumping the gun.
Yeah.
Like, we could have week 3 been like, here's the answer. Here's no questions asked. We have our guy, which is something that I'm sure Washington fans or any other team that has had a history of quarterback failure say that same line.
Of course.
Oh, here we are. We got him.
Shit, we were saying that about fucking Heineke.
This was someone that we were even like, as the weeks went on, it was like, all right. He's balling.
He's still balling.
But like, you were pumping the brakes more than I was.
Well, yeah, and same thing that you were doing all season. I said y'all were good. You were a little concerned. I just didn't want to put a lot of hope into this just because it's fucking Washington. Now, new ownership and this and that, whatever, but it's still a Washington organization that has failed us time and time again. But no, it's nice to see, and Jayden is he's definitely here. He's here for sure. But CJ obviously this year made the playoffs, won a playoff game, but had a down year compared to last. Isn't talked about the same that he was at the end of last year. Jayden could go either way. He could pop off and play a lot better next year, or he could slump out a little bit. But
ain't no sophomore slump. But he's being talked about in terms of from
greatness,
from the rookie crutch or whatever you want to call it. It don't apply to him. The rookie QB rule, it don't apply to him. Now, I will say, and this is not to take anything from him. This is more pre whatever you want to call it. I'm saying, if y'all lose to Detroit, you can still say
we're fine. I don't care.
Had a rookie quarterback,
win a
Jayden
playoff.
Daniels. No matter what I'm saying, like, it's like no matter how well he played this year, and no matter how pro ready he looked, you can still. Bro, it's going to be his second career playoff game ever versus the number 1 seed. So
Yes.
to say,
No.
I don't like that people are like the rookie rule don't apply to him. It's like no. Just
No. No.
because
No.
he
Just because
exceeded,
it. Yeah. Exactly.
yeah,
It
just
applies.
because he exceeded most rookie quarterbacks,
Yes.
literally most rookie quarterbacks
Ever.
of all time.
Ever. Yeah.
You can't really you still can't say that
No.
the
We.
rookie
We.
rule still applies.
I mean, they're gonna treat him like a vet next year. Same thing they did with Stroud. He's gonna get put into the pool of every quarterback and not just rookie quarterbacks.
He
I
had a
know they're
better
starting to do that now, but
he had a
I mean, honestly, every win after 5 or 6 wins is a plus for us this season. I think winning 10 games, winning 11 games, winning 12 games, it's a huge bonus. Winning a playoff game is insane. But yeah, I don't have expectations going into the game. If we win, let's fucking ride. But nah,
I
it's
think I
we
think
got an
y'all
excuse for sure.
I think he no question had a better rookie year than CJ.
No, yeah, I think stats wise, CJ beat him out a little bit. Um, Passing yards,
We
not
can take a
passing
look at that.
yards.
Total
Um,
yards and total touchdowns. I think Jayden has him beat, but we're gonna talk about that in a
no, they
sec
were.
because no
I think
total
CJ has him, and he had less picks.
in total. Okay, see, yeah, you're all over the place.
Who?
You're all over the place.
What do you mean?
Who had less picks?
CJ.
How many picks did CJ have?
4,
CJ had 4 picks last year.
4 or 5. Yeah, Jaden had 9. I looked at the stats honestly yesterday.
Okay, shit. I was gonna ask you where he ranked amongst rookie quarterbacks. It sounds like you think he's dog shit.
No. I'm saying stats.
Ah!
No, I'm saying stats wise, CJ has him by a little bit, but with the team that Jaden has is again damn near the same team as the year before, except for a few additions. Winning 12 games, winning a playoff game. CJ obviously won a playoff game last year. Yeah, I mean, I think the way Jaden's played, I mean, he won more games during the regular season.
One more games in the regular season with with a worse
With the
team.
worst team, yeah.
No, 100% had more total yards than CJ Stroud, his rookie year, opposed to, Jayden Daniels had more total yards than CJ Stroud, and Jayden Daniels had more total touchdowns than CJ Stroud.
Okay.
Passing, I'm pretty sure CJ hadn't beat, but total yards,
Okay, gotcha.
I'm talking
I mean,
total
well,
yards
Jaden
because
Jaden
I
broke the
think
rookie rushing record. Um,
he broke the rookie rushing record, fourth most total yards all time as a rookie,
yep,
fifth most passing touchdowns as a rookie, but the only one in that top five with single digit interceptions.
yep,
That the one stat that popped up yesterday: 12 passing touchdowns in the fourth quarter or
yep,
overtime,
yeah,
the most for any rookie quarterback.
yep.
The man is up there.
I saw a stat. It was like most career games with 0 turnovers and 0 punts, and he was tied with Brady, Manning, and Mahomes, I think.
But I guess maybe it'll take some time to really look back and compare rookie seasons to
But
what
I mean, even if we are splitting hairs with other people, I mean, it's definitely up there. Um, but again, I'm not too
but how
concerned.
I mean
I'm not, as a fan, I'm not too concerned with how the rest of the season goes or really how the season went. I was more concerned with how he looked, and that was about it. If we were shit and he looked good, then that's a plus. But we're good, and he looks good. Um, but yeah, I'm more focused on how he plays next year, how he continues all this shit. Because CJ took a little bit of a hit, but still continued success.
I think I don't know. I think y'all are gonna double down. I think I think Washington, because here's the thing, Houston. I mean, Houston had a better squad around them, made upgrades, and kind of
And got worse.
worse compared to
Compared to
what
expectations.
was expected for.
Also, if I'm not mistaken, their division was much worse than it was last year. The Jags had a chance last year until the last few games of the season. They were in the race
Oh,
with the
you're saying
Colts
it was
until the
worse. It's worse this year.
in the South. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the South was horrible. It was
Like,
horrible.
but no, I mean, last year they were in a race against the Colts. The Jags
Yeah.
weren't the worst team in the league. And then whatever, the Titans weren't as bad as they are. Maybe they were. I can't remember.
Still had Derrick Henry.
Still had Derrick Henry, exactly.
Still had Derrick Henry. But yeah, y'all knocked out the Bucks. Y'all knocked out Baker and Mike Evans
We did.
and all that. So we won't be able to talk. But we'll definitely have
I
an
mean,
off season.
Baker had a great game. It was just
Yeah, he balled that fumble.
that fumble, man.
That fumble killed him. That fumble.
And I mean, for us, it was a smart play going for it on fourth in the red zone. We gave the ball up. They were.
That's hindsight, though. I
pinned.
still don't like
No,
that.
no,
move.
but I'm saying, like,
I still don't like it.
I mean, we take the points. They go down and score. Now what?
But they get the ball and they go down and fumble. I mean, that's like, what if they would have just went down and scored, had a way longer field, burnt way more time off the clock. I mean, I'm just saying, like, anything could have happened. You got real lucky. And I'm not saying lucky, but I'm saying, like, in terms of whoever made that decision to go for it, it's like when that fumble happened, it was like, all right, like, when we go for this again,
yes, we gotta score.
We better score.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's Jayden Daniels, one of top five under pressure.
Right.
Top five when the pressure's on.
And I mean, we saw what pressure can do to a quarterback. We saw it tonight. Sam Darnold looked horrendous under pressure.
God. Can we talk about Sam Darnold and the Vikings?
It's rough, man. I mean, I think we can give him credit for getting there and winning 14 games and all this, but if the Vikings are really this good, if they have this great squad around them that may have carried Sam Darnold this far, they gotta make an upgrade, and it sucks, but
So
this might be the best season that a quarterback will have and get cut after.
Well, okay. Oh God, this is the thing. It's like, have we ever had a season, a quarterback season like this, where I'm talking from the jump, where you were at this point a journeyman who was once a first round pick and was considered to be
a big bust,
a guy, and then turned into a bust.
Yeah,
you end up on the Vikings, who drafted a quarterback in the first round.
Yep. You're supposed to be a vet backup, a solid vet backup.
If he doesn't get hurt, do you even play? And then you start to play, and then you start to look good, and then it's like, all right, what's gonna happen? And then if he keeps playing well,
and you're like, oh, they've got 8 wins. They're probably gonna lose a few.
And then the Vikings are just a great team.
Yeah.
And last week, I kind of said the same thing where I said, if you told me the Vikings and the Lions played each other and they both were playing like the season was on the line and the Vikings couldn't score more than 9 points, I wouldn't be surprised. And the Vikings just played a game where the season was on the line and once again
scored 9 points.
Couldn't score more than 9 points. Yeah. I mean, we've never had a season like this with a quarterback. I don't think ever. And I don't know how.
Not that I can remember, no.
I mean, just to be like we said, a bust turned journeyman, earning a spot after the rookie first rounder got hurt.
Yeah.
14 wins.
Yep.
Crumbled under pressure.
Yep.
Now, would this be an example of this whole regular season was pretty much no pressure, no sweat? I'm Sam Darnold. I wasn't even supposed to be here.
Could be. And then by the time you get there, it's a different world.
You got your quarterbacks who have a great rookie year. And then, obviously, there's no question on what you're going to do, moving like with Dak Prescott. His rookie season, it's like, okay, who would have known that was going to be his best year ever, in hindsight. But, obviously, you have a almost 40-year-old Joe Flacco who comes in under no pressure. It's like, okay, no matter how well he plays, we're not starting him next year.
No.
It's like there's there's always we know what's going to happen. But with Sam Darnold, I have absolutely no clue what the Vikings are going to do with him to the point where is it going to be a complete open QB battle for the I
Yeah,
know
I mean
teams will say
well, I mean
that
you brought up well, I mean earlier in the season they were talking about how I mean Sam's their guy next year. I mean you were saying oh Sam's their dude. That's what they were saying. But I mean, yeah, you brought up how Aaron could go there. There's some free agent quarterbacks. There's some dudes, but again, you still got a JJ. You got to develop or get rid of.
but yeah, see that's the thing. It was they went from calling the Rams about drafting or about
Honestly,
trading
if I was
for
the Vikings this year, I think winning this amount of games put them in a much worse position for last year. I mean, for
it
next year.
did. And I wonder what would have happened if they did pull off that Stafford trade.
Oh, I know.
Like remember when there was a point where they were going to trade for
Isn't that
Stafford
crazy?
and
But
now and then it
they go off and
and
face off in
lose to
the playoffs
Stafford?
and lose to Stafford.
But then it went from we're trying to trade for Stafford to Sam Darnold's our guy to holy shit, we just lost to the Rams
We just lost
and
to Matt
Stafford.
Stafford. Yeah.
I just
I mean, and it's like I don't know. I mean, he proved everybody wrong, um, and then just
did he
turned back
though?
into Sam Darnold. You know,
What is proving somebody wrong though?
well,
Like
I
to
mean,
me,
it wasn't like we expected.
okay, think about it like this. When if a quarterback like gets drafted to a historically just unlucky quarterback team
Washington,
uh and he say it's the say the vibes are so off that he gets punched in the face and his jaw gets broken and he has to get rewired surgery, right? And then he goes off to another team and is able to go to the playoffs and like to me, Geno Smith proved people wrong
yeah.
in terms of it's like you
Well, I mean, what I meant was just like when JJ went out,
okay.
it was like, yeah, the Vikings are gonna blow chunks all over the place. Now, in hindsight, like I just said, I think they would have been better off if Sam had a bad year. I think it makes an easier quarterback decision. They get a draft pick, they can develop and do things. Instead, they fucking make Sam Darnold look like a monster, and now they don't know what to do with him. But no, I mean he went out and played well enough. He didn't make a ton of mistakes until it mattered.
Well, it was like a really good rookie season.
Yes,
Sam Darnold had a really good rookie year. It's like nobody thought you'd play well. You balled out
like
your
Mark
rookie year,
Sanchez.
and then the pressure was on,
Yeah.
and you absolutely crumbled. And I guess the question is, even though it took like were we right about Sam Darnold, even though it took this long?
Yes. I mean
I mean,
it was gonna come at some point.
we'll see. Okay, we
But
kept saying that, right?
the fact that it happened now in the past 2 weeks makes us a little bit more right. If this happened week 10 and then he bounces back from it, still plays a little bit, still plays pretty well. I think it's different. But to fold in this moment after having a 14-win season, I think it looks a lot worse.
Yeah, but I mean, there were. See, but the thing is, like, obviously, neither of us, we didn't think the Vikings were winning the Super Bowl.
No.
So, no matter how well Sam Darnold was going to continue to play, we didn't think they were going to win the Super Bowl. So, what I'm saying is, were we right? Like, oh, they weren't able to get it done. It's like, okay, did Sam Darnold become Sam Darnold, or did we see Sam Darnold under the lights for the first time ever? And now we just like I don't technically feel like I was right about Sam Darnold. Like I wouldn't have thought Sam Darnold would have just had a really, really good full regular season.
Yeah.
Now would you have asked had you asked me just how well do you think Sam Darnold's gonna play in the playoffs? It's like shit. Considering he never has.
Yeah.
And has never been a consistent starting quarterback in a regular season.
Yeah.
Probably not too well.
Yeah.
Like I
But
don't feel like I'm
at the
necessarily
same time, like we can put all of this on Sam.
Yeah.
We gotta remember it's the Vikings though.
What do you mean?
The Vikings. I mean, I don't correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's the same head coach from a few years ago when they lost to uh, the Giants in the playoffs. Um,
When
I
did
mean,
Kevin
this team
O'Connell?
is. Defensively, they looked horrible. I think Sam looked horrendous and they couldn't get anything going, but they were getting
But
bullied
def- but
by the
defensively,
Rams.
they looked great all year.
Well, I
And
think a
I'm
little
not
bit,
even gonna say that.
a
No,
little bit
the
of that
defense
started to
was
fade
making
later
some
in the season.
plays, bro. The defense were making some plays, bro. I can't even say that
No,
because
they definitely gave him opportunities. Like
I
early
mean,
in that game, before that scoop and score. I mean, they had a shot to still be in that game.
yeah,
Um,
well, I'm saying Detroit and LA. How many times do you want the defense to hold them
yeah, no, I agree.
to three
Yeah,
seven? You know, I mean, how many times? Like
they got to
Sam,
hold him to 8 to win. Apparently,
please go score. I
yeah,
mean,
no,
please.
you're right. Yeah,
I don't know. It's like yeah, we were right in terms of we knew
he
what
would
was going to
fold at some
happen.
point.
He was going to fold at some point, but I didn't think it was going to be
Well, I
this
mean,
late.
but the thing is like if we look at the expectation of the season,
Hmm.
I mean, they for sure outdid what they were supposed to do.
Yeah, but like you
Um,
said, it's like this might be
it,
the
like
best year a
it didn't make it
quarterback's
any
had.
better, you know.
You said this might be the best year a quarterback's had who gets cut. It's like, is
Yeah,
there actually a chance he gets cut?
yeah, there is.
Is there actually a chance Sam Darnold gets cut?
There's a chance he doesn't start next season. Yeah,
That's different.
yeah. I don't know if he'll get cut or
Even
benched
Kirk,
or whatever, but
even Atlanta and Kirk said they're down to have him be the backup. So I mean, if
are you
Sam,
serious?
yeah,
Well, it's because Kirk knows that he's a backup, and if he's gonna get paid that much, why the fuck not? But
well, I would
they're definitely gonna
imagine.
restructure.
I would
Yeah.
imagine. I'd
Um.
imagine, yeah, it would be
But yeah,
restructured.
maybe Kirk doesn't have that confidence in him anymore. But I mean, yeah, if you look at the Vikings quarterbacks, it was Kirk and then Sam, and it's two guys who can't pull it together in prime time.
That's the thing. Like Sam could go to Atlanta next year and I guess have a pretty decent regular season, and the same shit's gonna happen. So,
Yeah.
I, yeah, I mean, to me, it has to be a full on 100% open tryout for QB1 next year.
But to me, it's like I'm not saying tank, and obviously it's the NFL. You want to win, you want to do this and that, but I mean, try to set yourselves up a little bit. I mean, you got a rookie quarterback who you trust and believe in, but now you got to act like a team who's supposed to be here, and you got to find a quarterback who's going to bring this team along. Um, so I don't know. I don't know who that guy is.
I'd say they know their ceiling with Sam. Start McCarthy.
Yeah,
If he's shitting the bed 4 weeks in,
but
all
he's a
right. Well,
rookie.
hold on. Okay, 7 weeks in,
Hey,
whatever. However many
yeah,
weeks it takes for you to get pulled, put Sam back in to where it's like you can get some regular season dubs. I guess I mean, considering he was able to be the quarterback on a 14-win team, I'm not saying they're going to be this good next year, but to have that as your backup opposed to Kyle Allen,
yeah,
I mean, it's a better it's obviously a better option.
yeah. But no, I think they're just in a weird spot where it's like, no, next year they have to like hunker in. They have to add pieces because I mean they can. They've shown that they can compete for the division. Um, but you know, I mean, if they won the last game of the season, they're sitting at home this week and they're facing us. Instead, they're getting bullied by the Rams. Um, but you know, it's a weird situation. Yeah, I expect them to build up next year and try to do this again, but I don't see them winning shit.
McCarthy way. Denver versus Buffalo.
Yeah, just diarrhea. Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna save all because I already know. Like I'm not excited for the next two episodes,
No.
but I will say I'm gonna save my Ravens bias for next episode, and probably the one after, win or lose.
Yeah.
and just step back because I am the one that's put your bias aside. Put my bias aside. Buffalo won as expected. I will say I'm not the first one, not even close to the first one to say this. This was a very underwhelming, lackluster blowout win.
Yeah.
I mean it. I'm saying like you got blowout wins where the game starts and it's just one team is punishing the other, and it's like a blowout win.
Yeah.
It's like maybe they put up some fourth quarter points.
Like
Maybe.
no, like what y'all did to the Steelers.
See,
Like
and
if y'all had to,
we could have
but no,
scored 42
you
points,
bounce out to a 21-0 lead with a snap of a finger.
and we were. And see, and I
It's
wasn't even alluding to Baltimore. I'm just saying like
no, but yeah, just in general, just a blowout. Yeah,
a couple things went Buffalo's way, and I think it just turned off
it just changed
Denver's switch.
everything. Yeah,
I think there got to a point where Denver was like, all right, well, our
and
season's over.
Now, granted, like after that first drive, from Denver where they scored, they go 3-and-out, whatever. I mean, they couldn't get anything going.
They continue to go back and forth.
Yeah, but they weren't able to capitalize when the Bills settled for field goals or settled for that or couldn't get it done or whatever. But yeah, a couple things go the Bills' way early in that game, and it just flips everything, and it becomes out of their reach pretty quick.
Those couple things bothered me. The reason being is I have never in my life seen a referee walk over to a quarterback who's sitting down on their bench.
Now, head referee, head official,
patting their back, rubbing their back, apologizing, and explaining why they missed a call. I mean, tell me if I'm tripping. That has never happened before.
I haven't seen it for Brady. I haven't seen it for Mahomes. I haven't seen it for anybody.
I have never.
I would like to see footage of that happening. Now, I've seen them talk to coaches or whatever, but it's usually not nice, apologetic conversations.
Devin, he was by the damn Gatorade
He
coolers.
walked onto the bench, over to the bench.
Josh is on the bench, probably about to grab a tablet and figure it out.
He wanted to feel him up a little bit, dude.
Bro, he's rubbing his back, apologizing. And what the hell happened the next drive?
I'd rather him rub his front, you know?
What happened next drive?
A bullshit touchdown, dude. The fact that no one even said, whoa, I mean, look at that fucking ankle kind of rub the white paint there. They're like, yeah, no, that's shoe. He's good. Oh, perfect touchdown. Nothing happened there. Boom, 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 boom. Easy. No one said a goddamn thing.
Dude, so I
don't know the rule. I don't know if you have to touch the ground or you can't touch the paint or what the fuck it is. I don't know.
I'm assuming Des Bryant can't even watch football anymore.
Nah, Des.
I mean, there's no way, right? There's no way Des Bryant can turn on a football game and they're like, it's caught. He's like, bullshit.
Yeah, I know.
Bullshit, it's caught. Caught.
He had half an ankle bone in and a fucking
and
an arm sleeve.
I mean, so he catches it and immediately as he's catching it, slides an ankle on the white chalk.
Yeah.
I'm sitting
there
was
trying
no
to figure
space.
It out. Like, is it the grass or is it like you have to touch earth?
Is it one of your knees? Okay, remember Jacksonville? Remember the Jacksonville screw job where it was
in Baltimore?
Foot? Yeah, it was foot.
It was foot, shin.
No. It was foot, and then the other foot was on top of the other foot, and they counted that as 2 feet. Remember, it was foot.
No, I thought it was foot and then like leg.
We've been screwed a couple times, but
sure.
I do remember one where it was foot and then a foot on top of another foot because I've referenced it multiple times where I'm like, apparently if you get one foot on the other and that's in bounds. Either way, how many times? This might be the 12th time I've said this year.
This year, I know.
I do not know what a catch is. If you ask me to give you a true definition of what a catch is in the National Football League, I would, gun to my head, pull the trigger. I have no clue.
Nothing.
I have absolutely no clue.
Like, I mean, like the Pickens 1 foot twice. What is that? Doesn't make
What,
any sense. It's like, what, you have to establish both feet? You can't hop?
so 1 foot twice is out of bounds.
1
One
foot touching grass out of bounds, and a knee in is inbounds.
a shin is 2 feet,
A shin is a knee, essentially.
and a knee is 2 feet,
And an ass is 2 feet.
and an ass is 2 feet.
And an
But
elbow is 2 feet. But no,
but then
but when you go to the ground and the ground causes a fumble or an incomplete pass, now it's an incomplete pass and Dez is fucked.
that's if you're in bounds. But
Yes.
if you have control of it, go out of bounds, and then it goes out, they'll call it a catch.
Yes.
Bro. I don't know what a catch
I don't know.
is. I don't know. I don't know. It has changed. It is the evolution of a catch. I mean, it's incredible. I mean,
And I don't think it gets talked about like crazy. It's like, I don't know, it's kind of just pushed past. And I mean, yeah, there's some weird like catches that happen in football, but
okay. Think
there has to be some more specifying they can do.
just okay. Cameras, right?
Yeah.
Did you see Green Bay and Philly on Green Bay's opening kick return? They fumbled.
Yes.
And it went right back into Bro's hands. I can't remember
Yeah.
the name of who returned it, but he fumbles it, falls right back on top of him. There's a big, pile. And at the end, an Eagles player comes up with it. Usually, you go back to the review. If it's clear who lands on it, doesn't matter who came up with it. It's like
Exactly.
who landed
Like
on
the
it.
ball can be mushed around a little bit. Yeah.
I mean, and even Brady was like, "All right, yeah. So apparently they're gonna go in. Yeah, it looks like it fell right. Yeah, it fell right back into Green Bay's lap. I mean, it fell right back into his lap, and he falls down, clear as day. Sky shot, this shot, that shot, your shot, my shot. It's Green Bay's ball.
Yeah.
Not enough evidence. Philly's ball.
Well, that's when it comes to like the call on the field type of thing,
But
where it's
how is
like
there not
the
enough
call on the
evidence?
field dictates what happens.
But it's like, okay, so you got 22 players in one pile, and you don't got enough evidence. You got one player with nobody
On the
around
ball.
him, clearly being out of bounds.
Yeah,
Clearly
exactly.
sliding
No,
out
no.
of bounds. And I mean, it's just I don't
Well, I mean,
don't know.
but it was weird to watch, and that's why I said like fuck Tony Romo, because it's like he's glazing the whole time, and then it's like, oh well, yeah, that's a catch. Yeah, next question. It's like not even a fucking look. Like you're not even going to acknowledge the fact that
Oh,
that
Tony
foot is out of bounds.
Romo has money on the Bills.
Romo has money on somebody, and it's sad.
No, it's the Bills. Did you I mean, you watched the game,
Dude,
the entire game.
I watched the game on mute.
Oh, I definitely zoned out at some point listening wise, but
No,
I didn't
I had to watch most of that game.
I turned it off actually. I remember I turned the game off.
Well, no, I turned it off.
When I hit
When was that?
I
It
think
was after that catch.
After the catch.
I turned it off. Yeah,
After the catch, I was like, bro, this okay.
I was like usually I watch games where it's like, I mean, if they come back, I want to see it. Ain't no
Yeah.
fucking way.
Like tonight, I was like, well, if the Vikings.
I was like, I'll watch the fucking the first drive of like the fourth quarter.
But once I saw the padding on the back and then that call, I was like, okay.
Yeah.
But with all that being said, and I'm not gonna do any predicting today, because we know Ravens Bills 6:30 Sunday next week.
That's a whole 25-minute conversation.
I really truly hope that these refs are not in their back pocket. And if they're not, they're going to have to play better.
We're going to have to what?
They're going to have to play better.
The Bills, yeah.
They'll have, if the refs are not in their pocket like they were against, because I'm saying they didn't need the refs in their pocket against Denver, but they definitely were.
Yeah, exactly.
You could use the refs being in your pocket against Baltimore. I'm not saying that as a Ravens fan, but I'm saying if you're going against the Chiefs, if you're going against Detroit, if you're going against whoever, I mean,
it's going to be tight, and it could be a few calls here and there that are going to decide that game.
Yeah, that's not me being salty. That's me saying that it is. That's just a fact. If it's that close, and the refs might just lean your way. Hey, all year, if all year it's been the Kansas City refs, and it's starting to look like the Buffalo refs.
I know. I
So
mean, well, the refs are definitely in on the Chiefs too, but something,
we'll see.
I like there must be some type of higher power.
Oh
Maybe
yes,
his
his name's
name's
Roger
Goodell, but
Goodell.
yeah, I guess. But yeah, something's really swaying those Chiefs. And every time like I'll talk about like the AFC and the AFC, like who will represent the AFC in the Super Bowl. I mean, we're talking about the the Bills and the Ravens is going to be maybe the game of the playoffs, like in total. Um,
That might be the Super Bowl.
you never know; it could be a real shitter in the Super Bowl, depending on who's there. But it's like no, I consider those teams to be the top contenders to make the Super Bowl, and then it's like, oh, well, the fucking Chiefs are here. I don't know
Mm.
why they're there. I don't know why they're in that position. I don't know why we think so highly of them, but they're there.
We know why. It's
I know we
just
know why, but it's a sad why. I
we
hate it.
haven't we haven't really been shown why this year,
I
just
haven't been shown.
to the full extent, because we haven't had to step on the gas yet.
Yeah, whatever.
So we'll see. We'll see with Kansas City, and then like we brought up the last game of the week, Green Bay and Philly.
Yeah,
Pretty much the obvious happened, and
I
we
think
had
the biggest thing to come out of that game was that Philly fan. That was about it.
What are you talking about?
Fat dumb cunt.
Oh,
You didn't hear that?
who? What happened?
Some Philly dude called a woman a fat dumb cunt. Am I allowed to say that?
Yeah, I guess, but I didn't.
It's quotes.
Oh yeah, I didn't know. I didn't. No, so Green Bay
Sorry.
versus Philly. I mean, with the Packers and the Eagles, the
No,
obvious
an
thing.
ugly dumb cunt.
Nice. You really want me to just?
I can't remember which one it was.
I
want to quote him
it's
well,
just
I
to
want to
break
quote him
the
correctly.
just to
He
break
was
the
actually
fourth,
British, so it was nice. It was a nice saying.
just to break the fourth wall for a second. It's like it's like in my mind. It's like I might clip this, and it's like I definitely can't start it with like dumb, stupid, dumb cunt, dumb,
Yeah, no.
dumb cunt, and then I try to roll in again, and you're like, was it dumb, stupid cunt? No, it was dumb, stinky cunt. Like you just keep going.
I don't know
Like,
which type of
oh god.
which way it was, but no, it was just Philly showing how classy they are.
Philly's the classiest,
They're the classiest.
classiest fan base on
It's
earth.
nice.
Either way,
It's passion,
Green, passionate Philly fans. Green Bay versus Philly. The obvious happened. Jordan Love. I'm not even gonna have some conversation. Oh,
Well,
Jordan
you
Love.
did text me something. I'm not sure I understood it.
Well, they said. I mean, they said like he practiced all week with like numbness in his throwing hand
That's what
and
you
all
were
this.
saying.
It's like
Okay.
bro, he was not 100%,
No, of
and they
course not.
never fully said what his injury was, and they pretty much pulled a Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
Last year when they
Yeah.
just never said what Joe Burrow's injury was, and then
Yeah.
he just
Now
played
he has hand
awful.
surgery. Yeah.
And Joe Burrow, I'm interested. I mean, I don't think it's to the level of surgery, but Jordan Love, I mean, definitely was dealing with something.
Yeah.
No Christian Watson, Saquon carrying. I mean, the biggest thing to me from this game was, and this could be all smoke and mirrors, which I thought it was at first, but the more people talk about it, I'm like, maybe it is something. And it's AJ Brown reading his book, right? Reading his book on the sideline. Okay?
I thought it was the Bible at first. I think a lot of people did.
So it was some book. I don't know what book it was, but either way,
It's #1 seller on Amazon now.
after the game, Jalen Hurts, you saw his response about it. They asked him about it. He's like, Jalen Hurts' response was like, I've never seen him read a book. I've never seen it. He was like, I've never seen him read it, but maybe something along the lines of like, maybe that's just his way to, like, I don't know, get in the zone or something, whatever. And
well, at least he did it smart instead of like LeBron. LeBron opens the first page and starts reading from there. AJ flipped to like 3/4 through and was like, "Yeah, this is where I'm at."
Well, see, when I first listened to it, I thought he was joking. I thought Jalen Hurts was joking. Jalen
That,
Hurts. Now Jalen Hurts is very kind of. Jalen Hurts is pretty dry. Like he kind of just talks.
but he can be funny.
He
He is
talks.
very dry
He
and
kind of just
very
talks like this. But
serious.
like,
Yeah.
okay, remember like the first time a couple weeks ago when they were trying to stir up the pot between him and AJ, and then AJ balled out, and he was just
Yeah.
like, "Is that what y'all wanted to see?"
Yeah.
Like he's just very just. So when I saw it, I thought he was kidding, but everybody was like, no, like Jalen Hurts was throwing shots. And at first, and I was like, nah. But then they started talking about why was AJ Brown doing that? He had 3 targets, 1 reception, 10 yards. It was the fourth quarter of the game, and he was sitting there
See,
with the book
I
open on the
first, because
bench.
I saw it out of context, I thought it was like, yo, this game's boring. We're whooping on Green Bay right now.
And
It's a
and
book.
I still think that's a possibility.
Or it's a shade to the Eagles.
But
AJ's a bit of a diva sometimes.
I was gonna say
Okay.
to you, and I didn't know if these were just salty Titans fans, but a lot of Titans. I saw a lot of people like, hey, he started acting like this in Tennessee, and we knew the time was up. Like we knew he was
That's
out of there.
bullshit. They know that they lost one when they lost him. They were not calling for AJ to be out of Tennessee.
No. I'm talking he.
He wanted to leave Tennessee. I got you. My bad.
The drama. Tennessee fans said they remember him showing signs of wanting out of Tennessee.
Yes.
Not the other way around. Obviously, they didn't want AJ Brown
No.
to go anywhere. But I just feel like if that is the case, and I really hope it's not, right? Like,
Yeah.
if this is just the media doing what the media does, okay. Because the Eagles are great. And
Yep.
I truly think that the team that wins the Super Bowl this year is going to be based on who can run the ball the best and or stop the run the best. And that's what? Baltimore, Buffalo, Kansas City, Detroit, and Philly. Out of those
Washington.
teams,
No, we have a terrible run game.
out of those teams, if they can get their run game going and or stop whoever they're playing's run game, get the ring started. Because whoever's going to be able to do that, they're going to be able to get that Super Bowl champ. AJ needs to lock in.
Yeah.
Philly can do it.
Yeah. And it's a shame because, I mean, just the receivers in general for the Eagles have had a reduced role just because of the amount that Saquon's getting the ball. This shouldn't be a weird thing. And they're winning.
But
Shut up.
It's like Philly can win playoff games without throwing the ball to AJ Brown more than 3 times, let alone him
That's a
only
good
catching
thing.
it once. But here's another thing. If you want to bitch, if you want to complain, if you want to be mad, if you want to get out of here, bro, you got 1 month left.
Exactly.
You got 1 month.
Sniff it out, bro.
Y'all won 14 games. Saquon ran for 2,000 yards. Y'all got a game plan.
Exactly.
And I don't know if you noticed, but a lot of these wild card rounds in these games, teams stuck to what worked, and it worked.
And there's no reason for them to throw the ball to AJ 10 times if Saquon's leading the game.
Absolutely not.
So
AJ Brown, if he wants out, if he wants to get paid, if he wants to do this, wouldn't
he
a Super Bowl ring look better?
I would hope.
Wouldn't playing a Super Bowl look better?
See, but it's weird. It's like I don't think the Eagles are winning the Super Bowl, but if they do, what he's gonna bitch? He's gonna sit up? He's gonna sit there during the ceremony with the book up.
If he's sitting here right now, knowing he has a chance to be a Super Bowl champion, while simultaneously going, "I want out of here."
Yeah. You think he already got the script?
I mean, why not say fuck it? Because the Eagles. I'm not making my prediction. The Eagles can win the Super Bowl. They can make the Super Bowl. They are contenders. Yeah. If you want out of there, you got 3 games left, 3 possible games left, and you can go anywhere. You can go play with whoever you want if you truly want out. I don't think that's the case.
I mean, I haven't seen any of this stuff before now from AJ
Well,
that I know
it
of.
was a few weeks ago.
Maybe.
It was a few weeks ago. I can't remember. He was bitching. So, remember there was the bitchiness going on, and then like the next week he bought out. And remember, like I said, Jalen
Yeah,
Hurts
yeah.
he like made the comment to the media like, but that's what makes me think like it's not that deep because
I don't think it's a problem. I mean, but even if he is sitting down, I mean, he's going to play the next potential 3 games. He's definitely playing the next game. If they want to give him the ball more, they can. But again, like they should not have to ditch what works for them to get AJ the ball.
but to me it's like you said, like if we're up this big in the fourth quarter and it felt like a breeze, I'm a troll and open a book. I'm
Yeah,
not
that's
gonna
what I
like
thought it was.
I'm not
Not
gonna be
like
a diva.
yeah,
Now if I'm down, if we're down and y'all aren't giving me the ball,
open the book,
page
man. Shit.
page 16, like okay,
Yeah,
open the book and it's like okay, make them
yeah.
make whatever
But no, I saw it as more of
message.
like a disrespect to the Packers than to
Yeah,
his own team.
that's what I thought it was,
I've
honestly.
never
And
seen a dude open a book on the sideline. I thought it was trolling.
I thought it was hilarious. And I thought Jalen's response was like, I ain't never seen, bro. I ain't never seen, bro. That is hilarious.
But what's
But
up
it's,
with this fucking
I
guy,
don't
dude?
know. Bro loves to
Yeah,
make
you
noise
good,
when we're
bro?
doing this. But I've never seen, like, when Jalen was like, I've never seen, bro, read it. It was like, it's like, okay, like when Marlon told Kyle Hamilton, like, you can't catch. It's like,
He was
there
right.
might, there's some truth in there.
It
It's
was,
like
dude. It was the
maybe,
week before he dropped that wide open one from Jameis.
I think it was the
He's
week
like, "You just
after,
trying to crash out?" No, it was the week before.
week before.
Yeah, it was literally the
God,
week before.
God, he drops a lot of balls, huh?
Hey, he caught one, kind of.
Hey,
He
fuck
rolled
off.
that bitch,
Hey,
dude.
no bullshit. We're not doing
No,
that.
that's a catch, bro.
A
No,
catch is a
that's a catch.
catch in the NFL. If a referee says it's a catch, I don't care what
Catch.
happens because I don't know what a catch is anymore. A
Nah,
catch
for
is
real.
a catch. All right, let's move on. Something we're gonna start doing for all teams, that are already in their off season. Teams that are currently getting eliminated and sent to Cancun. The first team we're gonna
Well,
talk
is
about
Cancun cool? Is that cool that everybody goes there?
is
Well,
that
I
the
thought that was
spot.
an NBA thing.
I mean, it's.
Where
I
was the
think it's.
banana boat? Was that Cancun?
I have no clue where the banana boat was. I can't
Was it
lie. I don't
Diddy's
know.
house?
I don't know where the
They rode
banana
that
boat
banana
was.
boat all the way to Diddy's house, dude.
But the first team we're going to talk about, especially because there's a lot of just conversation going on around them, and we kind of dabbled in it, and then I'll stop beating around the bush. Steelers off-season plans.
Beat the bush. Number one. Do it.
Do you want to talk about? Okay, so I want you to talk about what you saw on ESPN, but then before that, I want to say, last episode we talked about Mike Tomlin, and you were saying like is this all what Mike Tomlin wants, just to keep making the playoffs and all that?
Yeah, and I saw a clip recently because as I was going back and watching like Chase Young hate, it was where he goes up to Chase Young. He's like, I don't ever want to lose enough games to get a player like you. And it's like, maybe that's your fucking problem. Maybe you want a generational talent. I'm not saying it's Chase Young, but you want to lose some. I'm not saying you tank or whatever, but like this team needs to lose to get better. Otherwise, they're going to be bitching around with some okay guys.
And then I saw a conversation. I can't remember exactly if it was if it was the Fox post game, whatever, but it was Teddy Bruschi and Rex Ryan.
Okay.
And Bruschi was was kind of like, yeah, so what are we gonna do about Mike? And Rex Ryan was more on the side of what I was saying, where it was like, look, Mike Tomlin's Mike Tomlin. He's a GOAT. He ain't going nowhere. But then Teddy Bruschi was like, but Tomlin is the standard, and is the standard just making the playoffs?
Yeah.
And it's like, that is a good question. It's like, what do you do? Now, we could talk long term. We can talk plans for next season, what they need to do in September. But then there's also a lot that needs to be done right now.
Mm-hmm.
Because, there's some free agents, there's some aging, there are some questions.
Yeah.
There were some things being said by Pickens. It's like there were some things. But
Pickens will always he'll cause some problems. But yeah, I mean, what's his name? Stephen A. talked about Tomlin and said that. Well, it started. It was Damian Woody talking about how Tomlin, how they needed to just end up parting ways. Stephen A. was like, yeah, they probably should, but he was like, I don't think Mike Tomlin's the biggest threat here, or the biggest problem. And he continued to talk about how TJ Watt, how they needed to focus on replacing TJ Watt and getting a better defensive player than TJ Watt. And it's like, sure, he didn't show up the past few fucking games, really, but that's not the problem with this team. I think there's a ton wrong with this fucking team. And their defense isn't the biggest problem there.
Wait, so wait. So he just said like they need to find someone to replace
TJ Watt.
TJ Watt?
Yes. One of
Okay.
the greatest defensive players of all time.
Now, just cuz I'm curious, did anybody say, "Okay, Steven, who?"
Yeah. I mean, I went through my head. It was like Myles
Did
Garrett.
anybody ask? Like, did anybody? Was there a
No,
rebuttal? Was there a rebuttal to that? Was there a
no.
rebuttal?
I what I saw, I barely watched Stephen A. But what I saw was like the two of them kind of just look at Stephen A. and just like, oh yeah, he just says dumb shit. We're not even gonna
So
respond to
this
it.
wasn't like him yapping like Shannon or.
No, it was Damian, Woody, Stephen A. and Shannon, and then Shannon didn't say anything. Shannon just skipped into his point, which was the fact that the Steelers haven't fired a head coach
Oh
since Chuck Noll took
no
over.
way, bro! If Skip Bayless would have said, "I think the problem is T.J. Watt,"
Exactly.
T.J. Watt, he would have Skip. Now
Skip.
I know
Skip.
in my time you have never look. I know we like to put the blame on people, but like there was
Yeah.
no way he
No.
would have let that shit fly. So all right,
No,
it's good to know that.
it was more of just like, yeah, let the guy bring up his bullshit. But no, I mean, uh, what's his nuts brought up a good point. Shannon, that the Steelers have not fired a head coach. It was Chuck Noll to um, fuck nuts. I can't remember his name.
But my
Bill Cowher
coward.
to Tomlin, and both of them retired.
But what? Why? And why would you fire Mike Tomlin? Why would it start now?
But I don't want to see him like get fired. But it's just like I think that for the better of this team, I think they have to separate. I think
Why
Tomlin
though?
doesn't need a bad season on his record, but I think the Steelers need a bad season.
I mean, not winning a playoff game since 2016 is pretty much as bad as having one bad season.
Yeah.
I'd say. I mean, I'm almost with you where it's like, maybe they should risk like a 5 or 6 win season. And the problem is, and it's like, okay, since 2016, and I saw this, Mason Rudolph, Delvin Hodges, 2020 Revival Ben, Last Leg Ben, Kenny Pickett, Mitch Trubisky, they're still able, like.
No, I know, but it's like, where would they be now if they were able to draft a Josh Allen? I mean, they had an opportunity to draft a Lamar Jackson. They've had opportunities to go out and draft quarterbacks, but I think Shannon brought it up as well. Is they dragged out Big Ben's time
Oh,
in
Ben was dragged way too
like
long.
bad. Like
Mm-hmm.
they drug it all the way out. I mean,
But Ben kept having revivals because when I started looking over, it was
but
like
it was like it's just good enough again. It wasn't great. It was just good enough.
2020. They went 12-4, won the North with Ben.
Well,
I'm saying
was
like,
that not the year when they
but
started off 11-0?
but I'm saying so 2019 he was banged up, barely played, and it was Mason Rudolph and Delvin
Yeah,
Hodges.
but that 12-4 year, we knew that team was dog shit.
Okay, but I don't know. But this is hindsight. It's like if you are the head office and you're like, well, Ben threw 30 plus touchdowns and this and that. It's like, are we gonna what cut him? It's like, no, we're gonna let him play again.
Well, I think it's a similar thing in Dallas. It's like, yeah, no, Dallas hasn't made the playoffs every year or whatever, but Dallas has been in playoff situations for a while. When was the last time they won a playoff game? When was the last time they've made it?
Won a playoff
No,
game.
they've won one
Oh,
recently,
okay.
whatever, but
Like a
they haven't
year or
made an
two.
NFC championship since God knows when. Haven't made a Super Bowl since the 90s. They go off and fire Mike McCarthy. They need to make a change of personnel,
But that yet
quarterback. But
But Mike McCarthy ain't Tomlin, bro.
No,
It's
he's
like
not Tomlin, but
Tomlin
I
ain't
don't
going
I don't want
nowhere.
them to tarnish Tomlin's legacy by him being known as the guy who was 9-8 his whole career.
I don't think
The
he
the
is.
the,
I
the
think
latter half of his career.
I think it's just I don't know. It's hard to explain, but I just know he's not going anywhere. His job's
No,
secured.
I know he's not going anywhere, but I don't know what their answers are for next season. They don't
Pickens
know who they're playing at quarterback.
Pickens
They need
says
another
he's.
receiver.
Oh, did you see his post game?
No.
So they asked him, about like just next year and this and that, and it was weird. And I don't want to, I don't want to call anybody stupid unless it's obvious. Okay,
You don't want to call people stupid?
unless it's obvious. If it's obvious, I'm all day. I'm here all day. But look, they asked him something along the lines of like, "Do you have like hope or something in the offense?" And he's like,
I think I did
he
see
said
that.
something along the lines of like, "Yeah," and they're like, "So are you like optimistic in the growth for next season?" He's like, "Nah."
Nice. Good
He
for
said,
him.
"Nah." He said, "Nah."
And I would agree. I
And
can't argue with that.
but
Where is
but
their growth for next season? Where are they going to go? What are they going to do?
but do you okay? But why
For
say like?
him, that's a crazy statement. You don't do that. That's stupid.
But okay, like Antonio Brown was crazy, but he
Mm.
was never like just like knowingly gonna be on a team next year. Like we're gonna suck next year
Now,
to
he
the
would leave
media.
a team and then start doing that shit.
I mean, it's like
Well, didn't he do that shit with Juju? Or was that after he left?
I think he shit on Juju after he left,
Okay.
but it's just like I don't know. It just doesn't seem like some shit Mike Tomlin would like. It doesn't seem like
But there's
anything that
there's been shit in recent Steelers history that has been allowed to fly. Like
like
Juju.
what him dancing is that's your okay. Mike
Chase
Tomlin let
Claypool.
Juju dance. I mean, that's okay. When they were going 11-0, they were dancing. Yeah, I mean that was like the
That's true.
thing.
Yeah.
I mean that was
But
like okay.
no, this isn't a good look. But it's also like, I mean, Pickens knows that he's the guy on this team, on this offense. He knows he
But
has the upper hand. Like, what are they gonna do? Suspend him?
bro, but some people
Cut
just
him?
don't. Some people are just thinking he doesn't know what optimistic means.
That's fucked. That's so fucked. That's beyond fucked.
Like I'm like because okay,
That's not true, dude.
no,
He went to the
okay.
University of Georgia. He knows how to think. Get the fuck out of here, dude. I don't know what you're talking
The
about.
only problem is it's like if you were like, "Hey, Mike, you like that hat?" I'm like, "Yeah, I love this hat." It's like, "You think you'll like wear it again?" No.
No.
Like that's kind of what he like.
Yeah.
So it was like, do I think he knows what the word optimistic means? Probably. Like
Yes.
yeah, like I'm sure. Like I mean,
But maybe it's just like
if you read an NFL playbook, you probably know what the word optimistic means.
I think he does. But maybe it's like constructive pessimism, where it's like
Maybe,
he's not yet optimistic.
but like, but then the thing
Maybe
is
it's
like
like we got so much to work on that I'm not optimistic yet.
but there's like vets in the locker room who are probably like, "Yo, don't say that."
Well, there's like Steelers media people and like a lot of people saying, yeah, don't throw your team under the bus.
You probably shouldn't do that. But either
But
way,
I mean, there's players who have thrown their teams under the bus a lot.
free agents. They got some free agents. Obviously, we've discussed Justin Fields and Russell both becoming free agents, and I guess they're gonna stick with Russell Wilson, even though
I don't know.
I mean, people haven't
Got the
talked
fucking
about,
team at this point. Got the
bro.
team.
He went 6-6. He's a system quarterback,
See, look at
like I
us.
said.
The last playoff game we went to, well, before 2020 was 2016. Since 2016, we've had terrible years. We've gutted our team. We somehow get a second overall pick, and boom, playoff win.
Which
Beautiful
I know,
thing.
you gotta be so happy. I know how you feel too. It's like I know how you feel, and I'm just letting you know because
But I'm scared now. I'm
and
scared now.
that's the thing. I'm here for you, bro. Because Now it's
Because
going to be.
this just happened for me with the Orioles. It's like I finally got hope and we finally started winning. And now it's like now I want to win a Super Bowl.
But it was like
I want that.
Lamar quickly went from like, oh wow, that is so great to like do something better.
No,
Do
for real.
something better.
For real.
Do something better. Like it was just
Every year.
every year. So
No, it's gonna
yeah.
be the same shit. And then
You
it's like
don't
you're going up this like impenetrable wall of fucking Patrick Mahomes and whoever the fuck else is gonna be up there soon.
I would say the first step to possibly tanking as a Steeler, it would definitely be not signing a veteran quarterback that really, really wants to win.
Who?
Russell Wilson.
Russ, yeah.
You know? I mean, shit, sign maybe, I don't know, sign Aaron, and it's like maybe halfway through the year, everybody stops giving a shit.
Yeah, yeah.
Everybody just calls it a year. I mean, because
Sam Darnold, maybe?
you bring back Russell Wilson, they're going to win 9 or 10 games.
I know.
It's just the Steeler way. It's what's going to happen. Now, here's the thing. They're definitely going to be on the wide receiver watch list because Van Jefferson and Mike Will, who they traded for this season, both going into free agency, which means they could have their eyes on T. Higgins. They could be calling up Miami and seeing how bad Tyreek wants to go.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they could take to see, is Amari staying in Buffalo? Is D-Hop staying in Kansas City? Who is staying in Kansas City as a receiver?
Yeah.
It's like there's a lot of phone calls. Devontae, I mean, there's calls that are going to be made. Stephon Diggs coming back off the ACL, but he is going to be a free agent. Are you going back to Houston? You want to come run it in Pittsburgh? Like there's a lot of options.
There's a lot that can happen.
But there's a world where the Steelers don't pull the trigger on any superstar receiver, but then still want what? Russ to cook?
No, I know.
And you know who else is going to be a free agent? Najee Harris.
Ooh.
Najee Harris.
Ooh.
Somebody else. So we're looking at Justin Fields, Russell Wilson, Van Jefferson, Mike Will, and Najee Harris.
You think Scatabo can drop enough for them to snag him? I think his draft stock went up.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's. I think that's gonna be tricky. I don't know where bro's going.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't know where.
I mean, either way. I mean, I probably expect they try to re-sign Najee. I don't know. I mean, Najee's gonna play the market.
And I'm gonna ask you in a sec. Well, there's 2 more. So you got Dante Jackson, obviously corner, and then they have another corner, Cameron Sutton, both going into free agency. Which they'd be left with looking at who it's not nothing but just Joey Porter Jr.
Yeah.
That's concerning. If I'm a Steelers fan, it's like that's a good amount of people where it's like, okay, I mean, our starting quarterback, a quarterback that we were bringing in is in certain packages, our starting running back who can put up 1,000, 2 receivers, 2 corners.
See, here's the thing now. It's like, do you go out and try to fully rebuild this team for next year to go win 9 games, or does Mike Tomlin leave now and not have this 4 or 5, 6 win season on his record next year? Because if this team stays the way it is, they're gonna win 6 games.
But if we already know how bad the Steelers
take those free agents,
if we know how bad the Steelers are, is it really gonna matter if that's on his resume or not?
Yeah.
Like, okay, here's the thing. It's gonna matter.
Well, because he would have to get fired at some point, you know?
So you
think they're gonna stick with him again?
Hold on. Whoa. There are so many head coaches available right now, and there's still a man who has already joined a team that's still getting probably the same amount of phone calls from NFL teams that need a head coach, and that's Bill Belichick. Do you think his last 3 seasons where he couldn't win fucking shit, that on his resume hurt him?
No, you're right.
Mike Tomlin, 1 bad season, that ain't gonna hurt him. If Mike Tomlin left after 1 bad season, every team is calling.
I know.
Almost every team is calling.
But Mike wants to win 9, 10 games, and I think he will, and that sucks.
He probably will. And then you got Cameron Hayward. He's going to be 36 next year.
Yeah, he's old.
TJ Watt's going to be turning 31 mid-season. You still got some young guys, though. I mean, like I said, Joey Porter. You got Minka back there. You got
PQ.
Keanu Bento, whoever, the big bro on the defensive line. You got
Yeah.
PQ, Joey Porter Jr. You got a defense that's gonna
Of course they do.
alone is gonna win 7 or 8 games just
Yeah.
then. So
And
I
TJ
don't know.
Watt, I'm sorry, is not this
Going
team's problem.
anywhere
I don't think anyone ever said that.
except Stephen A. Smith, and that's the.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna. Whatever. Worthy
Another
it
time.
is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 free agents we talked about. Who are the 3 most important to bring back? Najee.
Yeah, Najee, Russ. If they don't want to go out and find somebody else, I'd say Russ. I don't think they need to bring back Van or Mike Will. I don't think that matters.
You don't.
Unless they like it, I think that if I were them, I would go out and get another real option, a
You
Steph
don't.
or a Devontae or a team like or someone like that.
You don't bring one or the other back though, just in case.
You could bring Van for real cheap.
Just
A
in
mil.
case. I'm saying just in case. It's like,
Yeah.
oh, I don't know. Mike Williams didn't make a great case to be paid any much more than Van Jefferson. So
The both of them. Yeah.
Either way, I don't know if they're getting paid crazy amounts.
No, I don't know how much shitty receivers get paid, but
But I'd say
but I wouldn't put them in the most important then.
Out of the 3, if we're going top 3 though, Najee, I'd say if Russ is going to be their answer and they're starting QB next year, okay, then he's number 2. I honestly would have said Dante Jackson, but the conversation was, bro gave up in the playoffs. I don't know if the Steelers are going to rock that way. He's not George Pickens or Joey Porter Jr. He's not a nobody, but I don't know. It's when you got a player that's given up in the playoffs and it's on a team like the Steelers. I feel like probably both parties want to part ways.
Yeah.
So because of that, I'd probably say bring back a receiver just in case. Like it's like, okay, you could go for the home run and call it T. Higgins, or try to trade for Tyreek. But if let's be real, someone's dropping a bag on T. Higgins.
Mm-hmm.
They're not going. What are they going to trade for Tyreek? And they're not. I mean, and Miami's not sending Tyreek Hill to Pittsburgh. That's not. No. That's not on. Absolutely not good.
Maybe
for
this
business for Miami. Maybe, but I'm just saying it's like I feel like you got to bring back one receiver just in case. Just in case. A safety blanket. You're not just gonna have. You're not just gonna have.
Like again, like even bringing this core back. Mm-hmm. That's just to keep this team where it is, keep this team decent. For them to hit the next level, I think it would be more valuable to invest in non-quarterback players. Mm-hmm. I think Russ is good enough if he has a slightly better squad, but I don't think the risk for Aaron is worth it, especially if you're just going to keep these same receivers and not add in somebody else. I mean, maybe Devontae's a package deal, but I don't know. I'm not. I wouldn't risk it. I would try to build this offense up and keep Russ for cheaper.
Well, then it sounds like they're not tanking for shit.
Well, no, I don't think they're going to tank.
Because they're not.
I'm not saying that they're good enough to do anything, but
they're going to make good enough. They're going to make good enough off-season moves to where they're going to be in the conversation, and they're going to win enough games, and they're going to make the playoffs.
But I mean, they're not going to make outstanding off-season moves. I think they can, but I don't think they will.
I'd say re-signing Najee.
But you have to get a big receiver.
Yeah. And well, let's not count out the receiving threat of Freiermuth. Bro's a great receiving threat, and we've left him out this whole conversation, so throw him in there too. But still, there's at least 9 wins. We know they're gonna have at least 9 wins next season.
Or 8,
all right.
1.
Coaching update. Mike Vrabel.
Vrabel's on the Pats.
Obvious. We knew that was happening.
Expected.
Mike McCarthy.
Great move, also. I like it.
Yeah, I mean, look, I get it. We talked about it was they did Jerome Mayo dirty and whatever, but we knew this was happening. We
Yeah.
knew he was signing Vrabel, and okay, he's here. I don't think it's gonna be. I don't know. I don't like I when
No,
we
I,
said when we talked about Mayo on the hot seat, it was like I don't know if bringing in a brand new head coach next season is gonna what give them 5 extra wins next year.
yeah.
I don't think that's gonna happen. And if what they wanted was Vrabel, okay, I get it. You had a rookie head coach. Okay, whatever. And you want Mike Vrabel instead. I can't say no. Don't do
We
that.
can't say no. Don't get Braves, but yeah,
Um,
it's yeah, just shitty the way they did it. But whatever.
Now Mike McCarthy out in Dallas. He
Gone.
was also in the hot seat. And I feel
Someone
like
we expected not to move just from the pure like lack of doing things from Jerry. Like Jerry just seemed like he just wanted to keep Mike forever.
Mhm.
But this does open up an avenue that we all saw coming. That Deion's coming to the NFL.
Deion's not coming to the NFL. I
You don't
don't
think
think
so?
he is. I don't know. Deion, I mean, he said he's
No,
not.
I think Deion's shooing to come to the NFL.
This year?
Yes.
Bro, he just had it. He's having team meetings with Colorado, like in their spring or in their so he's gonna leave right before the season, or
Yeah.
he's gonna leave he's gonna leave what right after Colorado's spring game. He's just gonna
Yes.
peace out.
Yes. To
I
go
don't know,
play, to go
bro.
coach his son? Yes.
They're not drafting Shador.
I don't know.
They're not. The Cowboys aren't drafting. That's not no, bro. It's not. I don't. There's so many other options and people that are going to be getting interviewed that aren't head coaches already
Mm-hmm.
and like trying to build this thing in Colorado
Mm-hmm.
with and plan on doing it without Travis Hunter and his sons and whatever.
Yeah.
I just think I mean just and Dallas said they want this to be a quick turnaround. They want to hire somebody
Yeah.
quick.
Yeah.
It's not happening.
All right. Well, I'm on the record. In a week, we can clip this and put it out. Deion Sanders is the next head coach of the Dallas Cowboys. Is what it
Not
is.
happening.
I don't know who they're going to draft or what they're going to do or this or that, but
No.
Deion will be the head coach of the Dallas Cowboys.
Deion will not be the coach of the Dallas Cowboys.
I mean, who do you think will be? I mean, there's a lot of options for who could be. Ben Johnson.
Mike McCarthy has a better chance of being a head coach next year than Deion Sanders.
False.
Not false. He literally already has interviews. It's not false.
Then maybe they both get a
Deion
job.
is set in Colorado for next year. After next year,
Dude.
Okay. After next year, we can talk about it. He's going
He
to
was
give
set
it.
in Jackson State.
He's gonna
bro.
give it. He's literally going to give it a college go, a college try. He's going one.
What
year.
motivation does he have toward the Colorado?
I can do it without the best player in the country.
False. He couldn't do it with the best player in the country.
Well, he fucking thinks he could. So in Deion's mind,
Deion's mind is I'm gonna go play.
I'm gonna make another Alamo Bowl
on a team that I used to play
Hunter.
for with my son.
No, I don't think Deion. I don't think Deion. But there's some vacants. There's some. You got
There's
Vegas.
talk, but there's some Jerry Jones talk.
Okay, Ben Johnson, Aaron Glenn, Detroit's DC, Pete Carroll, Kellen Moore, Mike McCarthy's literally getting interviews. Cliff Kingsbury, Brian Flores, Todd Monken. For some reason, Bill Belichick is still being talked about, and you think fucking Deion Sanders is getting the call over them?
Yes.
No.
Jerry Jones is not smart, dude.
No.
Jerry Jones.
And you think Jerry Jones and Deion Sanders are gonna get along?
Yes.
With a head coach and owner relationship.
They're business people, yeah.
No. Deion would be Jerry Jones's employee. It's not a business. Jerry Jones, the Cowboys is his business, and whoever is a Cowboy is his employee.
And who's going to make his? What's the most popular team in college football outside of? Colorado brings in eyeballs.
I could name 40.
Agreed. There's so much established college ball, but there's a lot of buzz
Now, who's the
around
most
anything
popular
that
head
Deion
coach in
does.
college football? Probably Deion. That
Yes, but
doesn't
no, there's
mean
a lot of buzz around everything that Deion touches.
it's
I
just
can't see
crazy
a
to
world
pretend like
where
he's gonna
Jerry
leave.
wouldn't want that.
It's just crazy to pretend like he would up and leave now, right now. It's not. It's not gonna.
It's not
He's.
crazy. He
It
said he was
is
staying in
crazy.
HBCU.
Okay, and guess what? Shador and everybody else was good enough to move on, and he had an opportunity.
They were good enough to play at the regular
Shador
D1 level
Sanders, Shador
beforehand.
Sanders is not starting next season, and he damn for sure ain't starting for the Dallas Cowboys next season.
No, but what? I don't know. Maybe.
We're talking about the NFL. This isn't Colorado trying to put themselves on the
I
map.
know. I'm not saying this is a good idea.
I'm saying it's a bad like scenario like just to come up with. Nobody is saying this in Dallas right now. Nobody in Dallas's head
That's
office.
the whole halftime show in tonight's game was talking about how Deion's could very well
That's
be the next
fucking
coach of the Dallas
stupid.
Cowboys.
That's stupid. That's stupid. No. There's no. I want to talk about teams who don't have head coaches, and then all of the people who could possibly be head coaches next year that aren't already scheming up their next fucking Colorado season.
Well, there's dudes out here. Ben Johnson's trying to win a fucking Super Bowl.
Ben Johnson had
Cliff Kingsbury's trying to win games. He's
So
scheming.
Deion has a better shot this year of getting hired as an NFL head coach. Already going into his next
Ben
season.
should get hired. I think Ben will get hired.
Ben, Detroit's DC. Pete Carroll is going to get hired. Kellen Moore, Cliff Kingsbury. We don't know what's going to happen with him. We don't know what's going to happen.
Is Kellen Moore still Dallas's OC?
Philly's OC.
Philly's OC.
Brian Flores, Todd Monken. I mean, there are names.
Oh.
There are names, and I don't think Deion.
Well, what are all the vacancies right now?
Vegas.
Yep.
The Jets.
Yep.
New Orleans. Chicago. Jacksonville. Dallas.
Yeah, I think the Pete Bears conversation is kind of slowed, but I can still see that happening.
See, the problem is I think a lot of these hirings won't happen until the playoffs are over.
Yeah.
Because, Raven,
Cliff,
the Lions, Philly. I mean, all these guys, obviously.
Well, Spagnola's in there as well.
So there's so I would say there probably are going to be teams that are going to want to get it out of the way, and probably just out of being impatient.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's like one of these teams are going to hire Pete Carroll instead of waiting till I don't know to see what happens in the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
I just feel. I mean, I don't know.
Well, there should be a team that's going to just want Pete Carroll regardless of what happens. Yeah.
I mean, we're talking about Vegas, Jets, New Orleans. 3 teams who we don't even know who's going to be playing quarterback next year. It's like you think we're going to wait till early February to figure out who's going to be coaching for them. I mean, I think by the Super Bowl we'll know who's coaching those 3 teams.
Yeah.
Dallas, I'm kind of shocked that they want to turn around quick, and that's kind of the thing about if they do want to turn around quick, I definitely don't see Deion. I feel like they would have to be I don't know. I feel like I don't know what's in Deion's contract because I feel like that would already came up. Remember Bill, that thing about him having the out? That came out immediately.
Yeah.
I feel like we would have already heard about Deion having an out or whatnot. Maybe he does and we haven't heard about it, but I feel like that would be the main thing is Deion has an out. Deion is leaving. But I feel like I said, I think he will absolutely leave Colorado. I think it's just one more year.
Well,
I think it's just so he can say he did it. He's gonna say, "Look, I didn't just follow my kids. I stayed here, and he'll be able to do it for 1 year." And what are we gonna pretend like these same teams or same level teams aren't gonna have these available spots?
I agree.
I just don't.
But see I mean, you go back to Jackson State. I mean, he has an out basically, which is. When he left Jackson State, he was like, well, look what I did for Jackson State. When he leaves Colorado, he's going to say, well, look what I did to this organization. They were a 1-win team, and then we turned them into a 4-win team, and then we turned them into a fucking, 7-win team? I don't know. maybe 8. I
7 win
can't
team.
remember.
Yeah, 7.
But yeah, I mean, he's gonna look back and say, "Look what I did for you," and how could you be mad at that? I'm going on to the next thing.
Yeah, that's
So I
absolutely what
mean,
it would be.
it could be this year, it could be next year.
I
He's
think it's
definitely making
next
the
year.
move. He's not staying in Colorado forever. I
Mm-mm.
know it's just funny to see like the Colorado like president or AD or whoever who's just like, yeah, we're excited to have Deion on for the next 5 years. It's like, hey, get the fuck out! You're an idiot.
It's not 5
Um,
years.
no,
But all right. Before we get out of here, I got a game for you. I got a game for you, Devin. And I
pin the
almost
tail on the
we
Puerto Rican.
we almost no. We almost were gonna play we were almost gonna play a game of Jeopardy, but I was like, we're gonna wait.
Mm, mm, mm,
But I
mm.
do have a game that I wanted to try out, and it's a pretty simple game. You know, a lot of people play variations of it or whatever, but I wanted to see. You know, it's interactive. It's with the people,
Strip
and,
twister.
and with you, and I'm gonna break it down for you. I got a couple rounds, and I don't have an official name. I'm just call it Who Am I? I'm gonna
Ooh,
give you some facts. I'm gonna
ooh.
give you 3 facts. I'll give you off one by one. And if you want to fire off a guess, boom, I know
Can
whatever.
I do one for you?
If you want to think of one and it's not satirical,
No,
um,
it's partial.
um, and if it's a baseball player, you might as well give me the X now.
Agreed.
I got 3 for you, and then I got 2 more if you cannot get the answer.
Okay.
All right, first one.
Wait, 3 clues?
I got 3 clues, and then 2
Okay.
more if you can't get it after the
Okay.
3.
Now we're looking at professional football players. No.
It could be anybody
Miscellaneous.
in the sports world. Anybody
In
in
the
the
sports
sports
world?
world. And I'll narrow it down. It's going to be football, basketball.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, I'm not expecting hurling players out here.
All right. First person. I've coached 5 teams.
That's it.
Whether that's head coach, OC, DC. I've coached 5 teams.
So football.
The Patriots drafted me in 2003. I set 17 NCAA records as a quarterback.
Oh, 03.
03. I've coached 5 teams. I got drafted in 03 by the Patriots, and I set 17 NCAA records as a quarterback.
NCAA records.
17.
Fuck, am I stupid?
It was like 39 school records. 16 Big 12 records?
Big 12.
I'll give you another clue.
Yeah.
I've only had 1 head coach gig in the NFL.
Recent?
Recent.
Recent.
Final clue? Final clue is the one that's going to be like it. If you, I mean, it's probably going to be the one that's.
Well, then hold off. Who the fuck was it?
This one was kind of hard. This one was kind of hard. I want to start off with a tricky one.
I mean, I'm definitely lost with the Patriots because I don't know the early Patriots backup quarterbacks like that. But I'm trying to figure out head coaching wise, who the hell?
He's not a head coach now, but he was
No.
once. He once had an NFL head coaching gig. You want me to give you the final clue?
Sure.
In my time as a head coach, I coached 3 quarterbacks their Heisman year.
3 quarterbacks their Heisman year.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean?
When I was a head coach in college, 3 years
College.
I had a Heisman winning quarterback.
You're not saying.
Or excuse me. When I was a coach in college,
Yeah.
I had 3 different Heisman quarterbacks.
Not a head coach.
Coach, head coach, whatever. Coach. I had 3 quarterbacks in college that won a Heisman.
What the fuck?
That was it right there. That was the one.
3 Heisman quarterbacks? Or 3 Heismans?
I coached 3 different Heisman winning quarterbacks in college.
Alabama?
No. Fine. All right. I'll give you like 5 more seconds and I'm going to give you the answer.
Give me 10 seconds.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6.
Chip Kelly. I don't know.
Cliff Kingsbury.
Why did I not? That was my first thought. That was one of my first thoughts. I don't know why.
Cliff Kingsbury. Cliff Kingsbury is the answer. Coached 5 teams. Patriots drafted him in 2003. He played for the University of
USC.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I was confusing his early USC, and then he coached early years, actually University of Houston, and then went over Texas Tech. All that. Either way, it was Cliff Kingsbury. You ready for your second one?
Sure.
We got 3. Sorry. Here's your second one. I played 2 years in college.
Fuck,
I got drafted by the Rangers. I'm a quarterback who's 0-1 in the playoffs.
Kyler Murray.
Nope.
Drafted by the Rangers.
I got drafted by the Rangers. I played 2 years in college. I'm a quarterback who's 0-1 in the playoffs.
Oh, and 1 in the playoffs. Ever. Overall 0-1.
Overall 0-1. I won a Heisman. Jameis Winston is the answer. Jameis Winston is the answer. Final one was just 3 teams. 3 teams.
Okay.
Jameis Winston only played 2 years in college. Won his Heisman that freshman year.
Freshman year, yeah.
Only start was with the Saints. But yeah, he got drafted by the Rangers.
Really?
When I saw that him stealing home,
you sent me that.
After I saw that, I was like, and I thought of this game. I was like, I wonder if he got drafted.
Beautiful.
And the final one. Here we go.
He talked about that in the Sunday conversation. About how he liked baseball.
Yeah, he did. I was a 3-time All-Star.
Okay.
I had a shoe with Adidas. I have 2 career 50-point games.
D-Rose.
No.
2 career 50s.
2 career 50-point games.
3-time is not D-Rose?
3-time All-Star.
How many All-Stars did D-Rose got?
We're an NFL podcast.
Yeah, not for real. An Adidas shoe. It's crazy. Who the fuck had Adidas shoes? Harden's Adidas. D-Rose was Adidas.
I've played for 4 NBA teams.
It sucks. I only know 3 of them. Color me sideways.
I was a 2nd-round pick.
2nd-round pick.
I was a 2nd-round pick. 3-time All-Star. I had a shoe with Adidas.
Had
2 50-point games.
Had a shoe.
Played for 4 NBA teams. I was a 2nd-round pick. Let me know when you want your final clue.
My best guess right now is Jeff Teague. It sucks. Oh, I got it. Gil?
It's Hibachi Gil.
Gilbert
Arenas. Last
I
one.
I forgot about the shoes.
The last one was
3-time All-Star makes sense.
Last time was the giveaway. It was I dropped 60 on Kobe.
Yeah.
That would have been the final one. But I didn't know Hibachi was his nickname because he got cooked.
That's his.
They call him like Hibachi Gil is one of his nicknames because he would just get cooked all the time.
Dang. That sucks.
So, that is good to know. But
that's horrendous.
Yeah, so there we go. 3 rounds. I like the game. I
All right,
kind of like it because
I got one.
oh, that's right, you do have one. What?
First clue. I was a Heisman.
Okay.
Second clue. I killed my wife and a waiter in LA. um,
We're out
third
of here.
clue.
We're out of here. We're going. We're going
All
home.
right,
We're going home.
I still remember.
I genuinely thought for once.
Yeah, no.
I genuinely
I
thought for
tried. I
once.
didn't have it.
For
No.
once, I really thought you had me. You
Well, I
had
was
me,
trying to
bro.
think of.
Oh man.
I don't know.
Okay. All right. Well, hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode of On It. We discussed the wild card round, Steelers offseason plans, some coaching moves, played a game, talk some shit. Devin, is there anything you want to say before we get out of here?
Hail to the Redskins. Let's do it.
All right. Well, yeah, I guess yeah, you heard what he said. Hopefully you enjoyed this episode of On It. We'll be back on Saturday to predict all the divisional round playoff matchups, maybe some more offseason plans, maybe another round of Who Am I? Who knows? But with that being said, it has been me. It has been Devin. It has been real. We are out.